Tonight, we can reveal disturbing evidence that tracking devices are increasingly being used by stalkers. Some of them are designed to help people keep a watchful eye on things like luggage or valuables, but they can also be used maliciously to track the whereabouts of other people. And the trouble is, it's difficult to find out who might be following your movements. In fact, the use of GPS trackers reported in cases of coercive control and stalking raised by more than 300% in the last 5 years. Rachel Younger has been looking at one type of device, the Apple AirTag, which is already the subject of legal action in the US.
It is a warm summer's night when police are called to a bar in Indiana where a young man has been hit by a car. His death is no accident. Andre, a father of one, has been stalked and then run over by his ex. Losing him almost destroys his mother.
This is like living a nightmare.
But there is more to come. When Andre's car is dismantled, an Apple AirTag is discovered carefully concealed in its bodywork.
He would never have been found had that Apple AirTag would not been in play that night. She wouldn't have been able to find my son that night if that Apple AirTag was not giving up the location.
Andre's ex-girlfriend is now serving 18 years in prison for manslaughter. But LaPrescia is part of a group trying to sue Apple for failing to ensure its product is safe.
This is AirTag.
Launched 3 years ago with the laudable aim of helping users locate their own lost property,
AirTag uses the Find My network so iPhone can help you keep track of and find your things.
they are still being unwittingly discovered by people with no idea how they ended up amongst their possessions. The class action against Apple describes AirTags as a weapon of choice of stalkers and abusers, accusing the tech giant of acts of negligence.
Apple was aware that there was a concern among many industry groups at the time that the product was rolled out, that the product could be abused and be used in this way. There's got to be a way to make this technology safer, and that's really going to be up to them.
Apple has improved its safety features.
This sound plays autonomously when an unknown AirTag has been moving with you over time.
If your phone is new enough, it will now quickly alert you to nearby AirTags. But while you should get a warning message like this, you won't be able to disable someone else's AirTag if you can't find it, nor discover who it belongs to. Something that cost Anya, who's also involved in the case, her Hollywood dream.
I should have been able to get that device turned off.
The Irish actor's career was just taking off in California when her phone first pinged.
I came home one evening and around 12:30 got a message on my phone to say that there's an Apple AirTag following your location.
Anya tracked the sound to her car. Living alone, she called the police, who started a fingertip search.
I think as he was even searching and as he was going under the car, he was like, there's an Apple AirTag like that's stuck somewhere in your car that you're not supposed to be able to get it. And I think then his reaction almost validated my own fear. It was like all at once, I was like, this is something sinister, someone's trying to kill me, that person could be outside my garden.
So Anya contacted Apple to find out who the tag belonged to. They couldn't help.
Using these words because I'm very conscious that people that really experience mental health issues, but I had what I could only describe as like a nervous breakdown.
A spokesperson told ITV News that incidents of AirTag misuse are rare. However, each instance is one too many. Continuing, Apple has been working closely with various safety groups and law enforcement agencies. We have identified even more ways we can update AirTag safety warnings and help guard against further unwanted tracking.
It's really intrusive, isn't it? The thought of somebody watching you that closely.
Yeah, absolutely. And it has a massive impact on people.
Charlotte works for the Cyber Helpline and wants companies like Apple to think harder about how new tech can change our behaviour.
Has this kind of tech turned people into stalkers who wouldn't have dreamt of it before?
I think so, because there's a normalisation of the behaviours firstly. It's not suspicious like it would be to go look on Google for a spy shop and buy something from there. You're just buying something that is marketed for the purpose of looking for something. We call it the path of least resistance, because why would you hack into somebody's account when you could just plant a device on them?
Tech designed to make life easier, but which raises more questions about the real cost of convenience.
But Rachel, what can be done about it?
Well, I think raising awareness about how these devices can be used maliciously and then what to do about it is absolutely critical. Apple say the AirTags now come with warnings that say that in many places in the world, tracking anybody without their consent is illegal, and a warning too that police can request information about the owner of an AirTag. In fact, Apple went further and said that in some instances they have worked with the police to track AirTags back to the perpetrator, and then they've been successfully prosecuted. But as we heard there from Anya, that is far from always the case. And the response you get here in the UK from police is something of a postcode lottery. And that's because not every police officer is trained to understand this kind of technology. So what we heard from the cyber helpline is that some victims are being told if they can actually find these AirTags to throw them away, when actually that can be a case of destroying evidence that could be vital in a prosecution. Certainly those who are trying to bring this case against Apple feel that the responsibility lies with the tech giant, with all of its resources and its expertise to try to make these devices safer. They're marketed for convenience. They need, they say, to become safer, however inconvenient that may be for Apple.
OK, Rach, thanks very much.